Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Tier 10 British Tech Tree Heavy, the FE215B. I've talked about a lot of the other British tanks, being the Super Conqueror and Chieftain Mark VI, and why I think that they are absolutely fantastic in the current state of the game. A vehicle that I haven't really touched on too much is the FE215B. And it's mainly because of the fact that not much has changed on the vehicle. Its mobility is still the same, its overall damage output and penetration is the same, so basically my review from beforehand still holds. But the vehicle did get one change, and that was a slight armor buff to the turret and a slight armor nerf to the hull. That's because the vehicle received enhanced graphics in the latest update. So, yeah, the 215B did get changed a bit. And I think the tank looks fantastic now with PBR. There's only a couple tanks left that don't have it, being the T95E6 5A, so it's nice to see that Wargaming is giving those vehicles love in the next update. I think the VK90 as well. But we're here to talk about the FE215B. This is a vehicle that skilled players love and unskilled players hate, and we're going to be talking about why. Let's start off with mobility. Tank reaches a top speed of 40, has a really good power to weight ratio, and has really good traverse speed. Like, reality, this is actually a really quick tank, which is nice. It makes it very flexible and comfortable to drive, especially when you pair that with the fact you can also run speed boost. I mean, this thing can go upwards of 44 and reverse at 18 to 20. It's a quick vehicle in most situations. The reason I don't run speed boost is because it is a rear turreted vehicle. And unlike the VK90 or VK72 that has decent track wheels and side scraping capabilities, this tank doesn't. It has no side armor at all. If you try to angle this tank even slightly shooting somebody, you will be penned. And that sucks, but it's the truth. The FE215B does not have good armor. And it's something that you are going to have to keep in mind when playing in it. Your armor sucks. So enough about the tank. Let's actually break into a replay that I had on Desert Sands. This was only a 4-minute battle, and you're going to see just how quickly this vehicle is able to farm, and how even without running speed boost, the mobility of the tank is still very good and allows me to quickly flex from point A to point B and back over to point A when the time is necessary. So looking at the lineup here, I noticed that, well, the enemy team has two mobile tanks, being an M46 Patton and a Projet Murat. But not only that, but I just don't really see much of a reason to go to the heavy flank when the only heavies they have is an IS-8 and a 777. I just feel like I'd have a bigger impact on the medium flank. Funny enough, our mediums decided that they're going to go over to the heavy flank. So that's not good, especially because I'm already spotted from something. I'm not exactly sure what detected me, but obviously something detected me, and that's a problem. This is a heavy, it's not a medium. It doesn't have the view range of mediums. But thankfully, I do have support from my E6, and we are going to push up and see what we can do. So, our tank destroyer, being the, I think, Waffle, shoots the Patton, and then I get a really crazy shot into the turret of his tank as well. So just like that, I'm up to 380 damage, then we're going to push up a bit more and get another 350 damage. So just like that, we are up to 740, and a decent start to this game. Now, you're going to notice something that I do find a little bit weird about the 2 and 5e, and that is its on-movement dispersion. You're going to notice here an easy shot on this IS-8. Like, this is a super easy shot to hit, especially for how accurate this vehicle is. Yet, that missed. Like, really? That missed. I even fired AP because I was worried that my high explosive would not be able to cut through that little bag on the back. So I said, yeah, I'll just fire an AP shell. And with my luck, it didn't do anything. I mean, that's just, I guess, bad luck, right? So, oh well. So we have the AG in the back, and we can see that it is a slight penetration, and due to shell normalization, I'm able to overmatch his armor. So a nice 380 pen. Just like that, we're now up to 1100 damage. It's okay for our team right now. I mean, I just watched my teammate get nuked, but the decent AP pen allows me to get a 420 damage shell into the Hori, and we're going to reload again. Let's see if we can get another shell. There you go. Ooh, and a nice 492 roll. So now we're up to 2028 damage dealt, and a pretty solid game. So I'm going to push up on the XM, and we're going to aim in where his lower plate should be. There you go. We track him in the process, dealing 400, 2000, and 400 damage dealt. Now I'm going to aim it on the XM Solar Plate again. Not able to pen with Hesh. This tank actually has a really good high explosive pen. 187 millimeters. That's crazy good. And it's so good that it really just butters through most armor you're aiming at. So we got the Jagdpanzer, not able to hit that. We have the Hori, not able to pen that with high explosive. So I'm just going to load a gold shell. He's at a weird angle, and I don't want to risk it. So I'm just going to load a gold, clear his tank. Then I'm going to load a high explosive because I have the back and guarantee that clear. The Jagdpanzer was looking at me for a brief moment, so I was a little worried about that, but we're fine. So now, well, we're kind of in a weird spot because we got the XM66F off to one side and we got the 777 off to the other. So I'm going to back up and aim in on the 777. And I know that my high explosive can easily cut through his lower plate. So we get a low roll, 460, but it still puts us up to almost 4,000 damage. Now we're going to aim it on the side of the 777, get a nice shot, nice roll as well, 460. Just like that, he is now at 950 health. We're going to get another pen, another nice roll, 433. So that all makes up for my low roll on the first high explosive. Now that I'm on the side of the 777, I'm going to load an HE, slam it in his engine deck, and get him cleared, which leaves an XM66F left. So I shoot an HE at the XM. Unfortunately, it does not pen the engine deck, but it's not that big of a deal. We're going to fire another shell, and I just decide it's not worth it to shoot that shot. I'm going to fire an AP, guarantee the pen, and well, we're up to 6,000 damage at this point. And we out-reload the E6, so bonk. Thank you very much for the 88 damage. That's right, 6,107 damage dealt in just a 4-minute game. And it really shows where the great DPM, mobility, and Hesh penetration of this vehicle combined allow you to get out some really, really good results. We aced the tank, we got 4 kills, 1,600 base XP, and overall, a really solid result. So now we're going to do one live battle in the FE2 and 5B, and you're going to see once again, the vehicle just plays great. To make it even more exciting, I've put on Speed Boost, so that we can quickly accelerate in and out of the battle. Now, this game, there's only one tank destroyer, being a 4005, but I still refuse to drive to the heavy hill on this map, because it simply sucks. But I also appear to have no support for my mediums apart from a no camo CS59, which is not very promising. But what is promising is the mobility. You can see how with Speed Boost, the 2 and 5B is incredibly fast, literally just as fast as some mediums, which is pretty impressive. And it obviously allows you to get away with some very, very quick maneuvers. So we are going to head right over to the medium flank. Another great thing about this vehicle is that it does feature decent gun depression at 7 degrees. Not as much depression as I am getting from watching that K91, though. Holy freaking dumb. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? That's a real human being there, ladies and gents. Well, we have the 777 on the side. We're going to aim it on him. A bonk. I probably could have penetrated his tank with Hesh, but, well, there it is. I'm going to use my repair kit. You know why? Yep, that's why, because it's a 4005, and we love ourselves a good autoloader. Yep, because this side of the map, as I've said many times in the past, is poorly balanced and gives you way more disadvantages than the other side. Well, we have the KPZ-70 who gets a shell into my teammate. We miss him, but I'm hoping that if I just move up, oh, well, there's the 4005 all the way in the back, and an easy 387 into his tank, and that 4005 is not enjoying our company all too much. Let's load it in a high explosive, and yeah, you're dead, bye-bye. Won't miss ya. Let's see what else we got going on here. Well, we have the Leopard, 425 damage shot into you. And then we're going to activate my Speed Boost, and we're going to back the heck out of here. Now, this is where obviously having Speed Boost is quite nice, because you can get yourself out of any situation you may have placed yourself in. Not only that, but this vehicle does feature very good turret armor, which is great. It means that in these awkward situations, you can get out some pretty good bleeds, even when you might be in an awkward spot. But, of course, this is the 2 and 5B, and you have very, very poor track wheels in it, and everything's going to pen you. Let's just shoot the Leopard with a Hesh shell, 477. He gets shot again, and that's obviously quite nice. The Kampfpanzer is going to jump on me, and we are going to pen him back. So, crazy enough, we're actually alive. And it shows where the 2 and 5B does a good job. The Hesh is nice. The mobility is nice. And the DPM is great, the accuracy is great, and the vehicle overall has a lot of characteristics that are quite good for any tank, let alone a heavy. Now, again, that's not to say the vehicle doesn't have downsides. Its armor is rather lackluster, but it has good turret armor at least, which is something that you always look up to. So this game, we were actually able to deal, I would assume, close to 4,000. I don't know exactly how much. I was very focused on not dying in that battle. So I guess we'll take a look at the post-game results here, which, yeah, 4,035. Wow, I was pretty spot on there. I mean, the 2 and 5 is a great take. I really think that the current state that it's in is probably the best out of all the states it's been in a very long time. It's just a really, really fun vehicle. I think Wargaming did a good job balancing it. It does have downsides, which I do wish were balanced around, but for the most part, I think that if you know what you're doing, this is an incredible tank, and if you don't know what you're doing, then you probably should not consider grinding this line. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.